Yo.
Yo,
What's going on?
man, first and foremost, I would like to, thank everybody who will be here, who is still rocking with us. It's been a long hiatus. It's been a
Yo.
busy
Yo.
couple of weeks.
What's going on? Mm-hmm.
Man, it's been busy. It's been busy. It's been busy. Finals week. We're trying to get to the finish line. We're trying to finish these projects, these assignments. Ah, man, Puye Pumwe. That's all I gotta say. Just Puye Pumwe.
You got it, bro. You got it. You got it, man. And all right, I know how it is, man. But don't lose sight of the price, and everything's gonna be all right, man. Believe me.
Yeah, that's what keeping me going. Just get into that line. Just get into that line. Get into the end. How you been though? How's the health? How's everything?
I mean, can't complain, man. Everything's good. Busy at work. End of the year.
Yeah,
It's just too much. But we are grateful we have a job, you know. At the end of the day, we are grateful that we can put food on our table, provide for the family. But it's
exactly
crazy.
that.
It is crazy. Besides that, man, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh man. How was my Thanksgiving? I'm man, Florida. To all my Haitians in Florida. Florida's like a second home. You know, I
Yeah.
had a I had a lovely time in Florida. I miss Florida already. I had a good fun time in Florida. It was good fun. It was good fun with my family. The family we had a it was big dinner, a lot of partying. Shout out to Modelo. It was a good time. It was a good time.
That's good. That's good, man.
How about you, man? Y'all eat good?
Yeah,
I hope everybody ate good too.
yeah. It
I
was
remember I said that.
definitely a vibe. And it was double celebration. It was Thanksgiving. It was my birthday, so we turned up. We had a good time.
Did
So
you did you turn you didn't turn up too much, right? Because you were celebrating twice.
I did not. I mean, I turned up in my own way. I stopped drinking alcohol for about like almost 6 months now, and so we had a vibe. We had a good time, family wise. So it was great, man. It was great. I cannot complain.
And how you carrying the new age with you? Is it
I'm oddly enough, man, it doesn't really feel different, but I'm excited about it because the reason being everybody's telling me, oh, this is my Christ year. Expect to have some type of experience where it's gonna be marked in a way either positively or negatively. Well,
Mhm.
we all about positivity around here, so
Yeah.
so we
So
expecting
no negative.
positivity. But oddly enough, I mean, it's only been a few days, but I'm feeling I'm not feeling any different from the last year. So we will see how that goes.
More positive, less negative. Let's
Hey,
knock on wood to that.
exactly, bro, exactly. So I saw your hit destroy my Lakers, 41 points. I was like, damn, bro. Man, I don't know what's going on in LA, but this ain't it, brother. This ain't it.
Let me share the link. But yeah, I honestly, I think I've been hearing talks about how we might need to owe Darvin Ham some kind of apology. No.
Still not convinced.
No.
I am
No.
still not convinced that we do owe this dude an apology.
Mm-mm.
The reason being, I don't believe it is a coaching problem. I believe it is a player problem.
Yep, precisely. But like they're saying that because it's a player problem, not the blame, that
Doesn't
Darvin
on
Ham
him,
shouldn't share as much as the blame that he shared.
but I believe that.
Because
Mhm.
it was a player problem and not a coaching problem. They got the coaching problem fixed the way I see it. The coaching problem is fixed.
It is fixed.
The
It is.
player problem, the player
They
problem
have
is
not fixed it because there's no move has been done for the past what year or
years,
so.
years.
There's no move been done. We still have Zillow playing like crap. Um,
It hurts, man.
we
It
keep
hurts.
getting damage good from Miami. When they play in Miami, they are great. As soon as they put the yellow and purple on them, they are trash.
I
We
I said this the last time too, like all those episodes ago, weeks
mhm,
ago. But my main concern with them is always gonna be the one problem that a team with LeBron on it since Miami has never been able to fix, and that problem is yes, LeBron is still a good player 22 seasons later, but you
mhm,
can't have your team built around him having those type of performances. There's no reason why for the Lakers to barely win, LeBron needs to have a 30-point triple double or a 22-point triple double. There's like this shouldn't be the Lakers winning shouldn't at this point in LeBron's career, no matter how good he is in year 22, 23, 24, however he's long he decides to play, the way the team is constructed, it shouldn't be built around him needing to have those type of performances or him necessarily. He should be, and it's LeBron. He said himself he's gonna retire when he gets to that point in his career, but he should be at that point in his career where the most we need from you for the team to have a good winning like game is like Anthony Davis should be the one who has like 28,
mhm, mhm,
30.
mhm, mhm,
Dalton Connect, Austin Reeves. We need like 15, 14 from them, like
mhm.
on good efficiency. And then LeBron could get 18, he could get 20, he could get 17, and then we're good. That's consistently it should never have to be Anthony Davis 30, 35, 14, LeBron 39, 10, and 12, and then everybody else is like 5, 6, 7, 8, DNP, 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 foul trouble, 1 for 17 from D'Lo. It shouldn't be that way. You have to construct the team in a way where it's like
So you know the Lakers are in trouble when you look at the stat sheet and a rookie guy is playing better than your point guard as far as plus and minus.
and that's my problem with D'Lo. I feel like I saw him on a podcast. Just no, I rewatched the podcast that he was on, like
Mhm.
the Run Your Race podcast that he was on, and I was it pissed me off. I'm not like yeah he was. They were talking about all the high school days and they were talking about the past and stuff, and then they got to the point where they were talking about some of the younger players in the league, and D'Lo was just like yeah I'll just move myself to the side and like allow them to shine. And I was like no,
So you agree
that's
with
the
me?
problem.
You agree with me? It goes back to the way competitiveness used to be in the old days because there's no way in hell.
No, not even because he was more like from a like I was more mad because I felt that D'Lo was undervaluing. Like D'Lo became too complacent in reducing himself to just a role player. When you think back to him on, I will always think back. The best version of D'Angelo Russell was in Brooklyn. I'll
Hmm.
say Brooklyn, and then I want to say Golden State just because how aggressive he was, and he still played well in Golden State, even though that situation didn't work well for him. Just the aggressiveness and
Hmm.
him not only looking to shoot the ball, but him looking to distribute and him playing with a purpose. Like there's playing with a purpose, and then there's just playing to play. Now at this point in his career, he's just playing to play. He's too he's too complacent in his role with the Lakers,
So,
and that's the problem. That's
so
why like I hate hearing D'Lo slander because he's one of my favorite players ever, just because I love his style of play. And
mhm.
man, if it I wouldn't be so he's at a point where his talent is gonna keep him in the league because he's a veteran, but I don't be surprised if he's on a team like the Trailblazers or something where they're just like this team is so bad, you're just a contract on this team and you might be out the league in a year or two.
But with that being said, I don't think Zillow has any trade value right now. I don't think we can trade him and get anything in return. And when it comes to the Lakers, take away the two superstars, we don't have any trade value. Like when you look at the bench, because Gabe Vincent went how many games without scoring a point? I think it was about like 10 games or
That's
something
what
like
y'all
that.
get. That's what y'all get. I was never a big Gabe Vincent fan. So when he left the Miami Heat, I was happy. And like I sound
But
like the
he was a solid player for the Heat though, and we expected him to be a solid player for us, and he kept getting injured, and finally he got healed up, and we didn't get anything out of, in return for him. We
because
have
he
a player
played on this team.
in Vendo that's been injured for a year, that's not playing. We got Hachimura, who's I don't even know, man, and that was a solid player for Washington. He was playing fairly good for the Lakers, and now we don't even hear his name. Now we just hear the two superstars and the two white boys, and that's it.
That's what y'all got. That's what it's gonna be until the team until I don't even know the player. Ooh, the player that needs to get more minutes that is rotting on the bench right now for the Lakers. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he's still on the roster, but
Oh,
I want to make sure he's still on the roster before I say what I'm about to say.
okay. Oh, hey Ted, ça va et toi?
Hold on. I'm just looking at the Lakers roster real quick
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't seen this. Like I'll see him. I'll see him on the bench. I'll see him. Where is he? There's two. There's two players that actually that I need to see more minutes from. Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish needs more minutes. He needs more
He
burn.
was playing when who got injured? I think Achimura got injured and he
But he
got to
need. But
start.
I'm saying he needs to be. He needs to because he plays. I like how he plays when he plays alongside LeBron because
Yeah,
defensively
he's a
it's an
good defender.
improvement for the on the wings and defensively it's an improvement for the team because
Mm-hmm.
he's very active on defense and if you just now's the perfect time for you to trust in Cam Reddish and just plug him in the role like the role that D'Lo's struggling in right now where you just need a good third scorer. Give that role to Cam Reddish. Just be like, all right, Cam, we're gonna run some plays for you. We're gonna run some sets for you.
You think he can Cam Reddish can take that role? Be a
There's no
top
reason
scorer?
why he can't. The
I mean
talent that
that
talent that Cam Reddish is.
Connect has stepped up as the third scorer role, but we definitely need a fourth.
That give it to Cam Reddish. Give it to Cam Reddish. It's time to like. right now, this is where the Lakers depth should come from the young guys that they have clapping on the bench every time the starters do something. Like we need to see this might sound crazy, but I need to see Mac like if D'Lo's struggling, just train up Max Christie. What does Max Christie look like?
He's been playing fairly good, this kid.
Yeah,
Um,
increase his role. Increases like give him a little more to do in the offense while you reduce the role of the players who are kind of struggling.
but well, I'm gonna tell you this though. And I play like NBA era on 2K. The first thing I did when I started playing was trading Zillow. I traded Zillow, I traded Christian Wood, and I traded who was it? Oh yeah, it was Zillow and Wood. I kept Hayes. I traded Zillow and Wood because I don't I don't think those players are bringing enough to the team as of right now.
They don't have any
And
value
That's
right
me.
now, so they can't.
That's me being reserved as far as not calling because they told me I've been too quick to call players trash, so so I'm trying to be reserved.
Christian's been struggling with injury. He said he was going to come back stronger than ever, and this was going to be a comeback season. And then unfortunately, he gets hurt.
Bro,
Hate to see. I don't even know what. Do you know what injury what injury Vando has that's keeping him side? Did he tear his ACL or something?
I don't know.
Was it like a shoulder?
Let me see if they say anything because this guy's been out for February will be a year. I
Yeah,
know Ant-Man said it's been 2 years,
it's
but
been 2 years. Hasn't it been 2 years?
no, it's been a year. February has been will be a year.
Oh yeah, knee injury. Ooh, ooh.
What knee injury though?
They said he had a fluid buildup. So he was supposed to be back, like he was supposed to come back earlier. While he was rehabbing, they found fluid was building up in his left knee during rehab, and they had to like, yeah, he was supposed to come back a little earlier, yeah, which is why they delayed his return to at least February. Yeah, he was supposed to be back sooner. Oh, that sucks.
Hmm.
That sucks. He can't shoot, but he's a presence on the defensive end, and the
Yes, he
I'll
is
tell you
very,
what.
very
The
good
thing
person.
that sucks with having a knee injury, it wasn't even just his knee. It was like he was having trouble with like it was feet too, like his
Yeah,
foot.
they say he's having foot issues, foot discomfort.
Yeah. So if when he comes back, he might not be the same defender, and that's where all his values at. His ability to be aggressive and have that energy on defense and kind of be a disruptor. If you can't do that,
Yeah.
mm,
But there's a lot of injury going on in the league right now. Jamal
yeah.
Murray is injured.
Hmm.
Kawhi is always injured, so I'm not even gonna put him on the list. Um, a lot of injuries, man.
The
Um,
Eastern Conference alone has felt like a lot of injuries. You got Paulo Banchero, he's hurt. The Orlando Magic just lost Franz Wagner.
Joel Embiid is
Joel
always
Embiid's always injured. It's always something.
very
He don't
always
even play.
injured.
He don't even play back to
I
back
think
games anymore.
the, I don't think. Do you think Embiid has like 5 solid years left in the league?
No,
Me neither. I don't think so either. I
top
think
five talent, but he's a he's he's the modern version of Greg Oden.
Greg Oden.
Greg Oden had like the
That's what I was gonna say. I was just about to say that yo, he's a more
like if
accomplished.
Greg Oden was in our era, we'd have the technology, the modern medicine, and how far it's
Mhm.
come today would prolong his career like Joel Embiid's.
But he's a more accomplished Greg
but he's
Oden.
more
Yeah, he
accomplished.
has an MVP, right? Is
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so.
Because Greg Oden had that kind of talent. It just his injury was just so debilitating in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he should have peaked, his injury just hit him
The
at the worst
injury
time.
just kept him from picking. Yeah,
Yeah, so he's definitely he's that
I
he's our
saw
he's our he's our Greg Oden.
I
But
saw.
like we know the talent that he's got because he has the MVP and we know he's a top five talent when healthy,
Mm-hmm.
but
I saw
he's
a
never
stat
healthy.
today. That's they compared him to the wide receiver from the Niners that got shot. They were like Ricky Pearsall played 5 games and he got shot at the beginning of the season,
Yeah,
and Embiid only played 4. But it still those knee issues with him, like
yeah, because
keeping him.
it's the same thing with Zion. Not to pivot too much, but I seen a post today too that was talking about how time is going by quickly, and a lot of these players are Zion. It's Zion's sixth year in the league. We're in year six of Zion, and
Already?
yeah,
Doesn't feel like it.
it doesn't right. And like I was just thinking back, and I'm like, he didn't reach his potential. He
Mm.
failed. Well, no, let me not say that because his career.
I'll say it. The reason why I will say it, I had so much expectations for this kid, and you know what I realized, and I'm gonna merge what I'm gonna say with any type of sport. I feel like if you compare when you compare a kid that's coming with a goat in the sport, and that kid doesn't let's say like diminishes it, like, oh yeah, 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 whatever. Time tend to humble that kid. It's the same thing happened for Robinho in Brazil when they were saying, oh, he's the next Ronaldinho is the next Ronaldo, and he was like, yeah, whatever. Look at his career, it's just blend career. So when Zion was coming up, everybody was comparing him to LeBron. And I mean, it is his attitude towards everything is always nonchalant. So I feel like they were too quick to compare him to LeBron.
Mm-hmm,
And I don't think Zion and I know what's his face? Not Skip, Steven
mm-hmm,
is very hard on him. But I don't think Zion is taking the game of basketball as seriously as he should. Because losing weight has been an issue for him. And I'm not a current athlete. I don't practice sport for a living. But when I wanted to lose weight, when I saw that I was nearing 220 pounds, I decided to go on a diet and do what I'm supposed to do. And today, like I'm speaking to you, I'm 195.
mm-hmm,
So I made it happen because I wanted it to happen. So
mm-hmm,
if Zion wanted to make it happen, he could have make it happen. It's not I don't think it is a genetic problem. I don't think it's something that I think it's more has to do with dieting and working out.
mm-hmm,
So if you really wanted to lose weight, I think he could have lost weight and try to stay healthy to play. Zion has the talent,
mm-hmm.
but I feel like he lacks motivation.
I think to add on to that. I think it's the motivation factor plays a part in it,
Hmm.
but also at the same time too, he has a lot of these players come into the league with a lot of mileage already on them,
Yeah, yeah.
and like his style of play, especially for his style of play since he was a kid, it was high flying, always jumping, always landing on his knees, and like very brutal style of play.
And he was always heavy.
And he was always heavy. Especially, well, I don't want to say always heavy. When I want to say no, because people talk about him being in real good shape there was still a concern there, but he was still in very good, like, built athletic shape when he was at Duke. And that's why a part of me wants to be like, I don't
When
want
you
to
look at
say
Zion at Duke, bro, he was in athletic shape. He was heavy.
no, 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 no. When he was first at Duke, like the first, like
Like the very, very first season.
when he really his first season at Duke, when he really blew up, he
Oh,
was
okay.
in, he
Yeah,
was in,
I wasn't paying attention to him then.
he was very like he was still big and strong, but he was very fit. Like it looked very cut, very chiseled.
But it was muscle,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
grease,
yeah, 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 yeah. And he,
not
and
fat.
and and you could still see like it was still the same thing, brutal style of play to the point where he blew his shoe out. Like that season where he blew his shoe out, it
Oh
was
yeah,
still.
yeah, yeah.
And then you understood that it. I don't know. I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak for everybody else who was on play, but I could see it like it was another one of those things where his style of play is going to dictate how long of a career he has. Because if he doesn't fix certain things, paired with the amount of games that they play in an NBA season, on top of the miles he already has on his body, it could hurt him. And that's kind of what we're seeing. But at the same time, I don't think his ability to lose weight is solely based on top of the fact that he doesn't have the motivation. I just think when he came into the league and he was having these weight troubles, you got to understand he was still young. So his body is still going through things differently than, let's say, yours is at this point in,
Hmm.
like, in your age and where I'm at this point. So
Yeah.
his makeup, and so, like, let's say for example, his body might be better suited for him to have been a football player than a basketball player. Just think about that. Like how easy it is for his body to just put on weight.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether it's via muscle or via nutrition, it's easier for his body to put on weight than it is for him to lose it. So
Mhm.
any effort that he makes in trying to lose that weight is naturally, just based on how he's built, is just gonna come back.
So I don't know if you followed that his story with his baby mother and the adult adult actress he was dating.
I stay out of that. The only thing I know is that he left that adult actress for a stripper in Dallas, and I left it at that. That's all I know.
So I one day I was scrolling on Twitter on well X now, and this adult actress was going on a rant, caught my attention, and I was like, let me see what it is about. And she was saying that, yo, when they were about to kick you out of the league because you didn't want to lose weight, who was the one trying to get you to the gym? Like you don't want to go to the gym, and you all you do is eat McDonald's, all you do is do that and all that. I mean, besides all of the
I ain't
other
take that
crap,
serious. I can't take that serious. I can't take that seriously.
that's what I was gonna tell you. I took it with a grain of salt, but when you look at the weight loss issues that Zion been having,
Mhm.
and again, I'm not one to really follow Stephen A because of my own stuff with Stephen A. I feel like Stephen A is more like a screamer than an analyst. Although
Yep.
sometimes he does have good takes, but too many intakes, man. So I'm like, if he's struggling like that to lose weight, maybe it might have to do with nutrition. I'm not saying that he's sitting on a couch eating McDonald's 24/7, but that there might be an issue with nutrition there.
Yeah,
There
might
might
be.
there might be something. There might be something. Because I think if Zion put in the effort to be able to play, man, the Pelicans will have been a very, very good team. Not this season though. I'm talking about when I think year two or year three when they were fully packed. They
When
had
he hurt his knee the first time or the second time.
I think the second time because they had a good point guard, the kid with the braids. I forgot his name.
Devontae,
Was it Devontae?
was it Devon? I remember Devontae being on that team.
He had a Hispanic name.
Oh, Jose. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado. Ingram was balling. Zion would have been a good second, first or second scorer. He could interchange with Ingram,
Hmm.
and they had a good defensive core. They had the center. He had an afro. He kind of looked like Jackson Hayes, but Hayes was his backup. I forgot his name. The team was good, man, but
Hmm.
he got hurt, and the team didn't amount to anything. But they had a solid playoff team this season.
They
So
did, and then they could have ended up. I always think back to the playing game they were playing against the Lakers. That one season, Zion was playing great that game. He just suffered an unfortunate injury towards the end of that game,
oh
and we
yeah,
ended up winning.
it was a freak injury.
It was a freak injury, and
It
he
was a
was
freak
he
injury.
was hooping. He was
Yeah,
hooping.
it
They
was.
couldn't
It was.
stop him,
It was.
and
It was. He is very talented.
very talented.
Extremely
But then,
talented.
but
He's
then
a great player,
the
but
fact that he's in year 6 already, it's like he's at a point in his career where okay, you're getting hurt. You're only gonna get older.
yeah, yeah,
Your value is high right now. You could argue his value is the highest it's ever gonna be right now
yeah,
because he's in year 6. Technically, this is supposed to be your prime year where you okay, like you have experience in the league, you've done certain things, you've achieved certain stuff, and this is where as a player you're supposed to dominate your role or dominate whatever lane you're in. He needs to develop his game. Like this is the year where like if you come back, you have to come back with something if you want to prolong your career because that strength and that athleticism, it's not going to be the same.
he needs a shot, a three or a mid range, like
Hmm.
a better mid range, a three. That's what he needs. If
Hmm.
you cannot play bully ball, that's all you gotta have a shot.
Hmm.
You gotta have a shot.
Uh-huh.
So,
So to kind of switch sports because you mentioned it earlier when talking about Robinho about players who failed. Um, can we agree that Neymar failed? Right?
we have a big name of fan in the comments right now. Mano's here.
Well,
Um,
Neymar failed, right?
I was never a high, like the highest on Neymar. I was pretty. To me, it was a a solid Brazilian player, but I was never like very high on him. And yes, he did fail. Now, if we're gonna go and reasons why, there's a lot of reasons why we can say that he failed, but lack of talent is not one of them.
No.
It's not because of talent that he failed. I feel like he failed because actually he wanted to lead the team by himself, but he chose the wrong team to lead.
Yeah, PSG was not the team.
It was not the team. It was not the team.
PSG was not the team to go to.
Yeah, it was not the team to go to. But I mean, if Neymar comes back to Brazil in 2026 and gives Brazil a World Cup, he will redeem his career. He will.
2026.
I mean, he will be old. He will be older. He will be older.
And he's
But
not going to contribute as like is he
no,
like
no, no. But think about it. Think about it. He's playing in a league where he's not playing a lot, and his talent is kind of above the league's average. So it's not that he's not gonna have talent. So right now, Neymar is just training. So when he comes back 2026, he will have a better supporting cast in terms of players in Brazil. As long as he has a good coach, he can lead Brazil far, and they can help him carry the slack. Because when Brazil won in 2002, they did not have only one good player. The whole team was great players, and the whole team and each position had a player that were playing in the top team in their league.
Mhm.
So if we can have a Brazil like that, even if the whole team is not player that are playing in the top team in their league, but if we can have an attack that has Neymar, Vinicius, and on the right side of it that has either Rafinha or Rodrigo, I believe that we can be a threatening attack. So if we can have like a solid midfield and a solid defense, Brazil can go far in that World Cup. So if by some sort of miracle, Brazil happen to be champion and Neymar contribute to at least like 4 or 5 solid games, he will redeem his career to me.
Can he? Okay. Question: Do you? Because it's 2026 now.
Yeah, it's a year away.
A reason, a big reason that I think he failed as a player is because ultimately his body failed him.
Yeah, his body did fail him, but it's not that his body failed him. It's mostly he failed his body because he came back too quickly from injury without letting them heal.
Yep, yep. And that falls on him too, and his ego as a
Yeah,
player, and
it, it,
like
it did it did fall on him. So this is what happened. The eagerness of being too great sometimes is very costly.
yeah.
Neymar really wanted to prove that he was part of the conversation between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi back then. But by trying so hard to prove that, he failed his body, and his body in return failed him. Because first of all, when he did that, when he bought that when he won that game for Barcelona against I think he was against PSG in the semifinals of the Champions League. And the next day, all the newsletter said Messi did that. He was really pissed, which any of us would have been. So he decided, yo, I'm leaving. But leaving, he should have went to an England team or like a more competitive league,
Hmm.
or a league where the challenge would have been
Or a league where he's not dominating, like a league where, because him going to PSG, it was like you're still not the main.
he was no, no, no.
You're gonna contribute to a great team, but like people could argue same thing with Barcelona in PSG. People could still argue that you're not the night in and night out. You're not the biggest contributor to that team winning, even though your talent and who you are as a player is going to contribute greatly to that team. But you're not the main contributor, and that doesn't make you necessarily the leader of that team.
So for the longest he was, and then they brought in Mbappe, and then they brought in Messi again.
Again, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're not like you go to the
So
team, you
and now
contribute.
now Mbappe kicked him out of PSG. And when he left PSG, I don't know if it's true though, I heard that Guardiola gave him anything he wanted to come to Man City.
And he didn't.
Had I been Neymar, I would have went to Man City. Because if Neymar was in Man City when they won that Champions League the other day, that would have been in his resume.
But then, like that's assuming he contributes the way he would contribute to the because
But think about it, he probably would have, because now he's been injured and he just came back, and him coming back into, I don't even remember the name of the team. The first day he came back, he contributed in 3 goals. He didn't score three, but he passed and he scored, I think, one or two.
I don't even want to bring that up because that's lesser talent.
Exactly, that is lesser talent. But name like he's think about it. It's a player coming back from a minimum 6 month injury, and if his first game back,
Because the talent, like he could do that if he's in a less talented league. That's like you hurting your ankle and then coming back and hooping on the like. I'm not gonna disrespect. They're more talented than me. I don't want to disrespect them too much, but that's like you coming back and hooping on some
okay,
summer
so
camp
this is
kids,
what it is.
bro.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what it is. It's taking Joel Embiid right now and putting him in a YMCA basketball court. You
Exactly.
cannot be surprised if he scored 100.
That's what I'm
That
saying. So that's why
that
I'm like,
means
if he was to come back and like play with Man City, I don't know. I can't say that he's contributing to the same degree, even though the championship is on his resume. Then the conversation is, yeah, you have the championship, but you didn't do anything for it. So now
But
he
think
still
about
has
it
something,
though. He
and
probably
he
will
still
not have
something.
he probably will not have contributed in 3 goals, but he probably will have contributed in one or two, because the talent is still there. It's still lesser talent over there, certainly.
Hmm.
or maybe I don't want to say lesser talent. I'll say older talent because they brought up a lot of older guys that can play.
Hmm.
Cristiano Ronaldo is playing over there, but when he plays for Portugal, he still contributes.
They benched him. See, that's what I'm saying.
No, no, no. He's not bench anymore. He's not bench. They fired the coach who benched him,
No, the coach was in the
which is
right for benching him.
which is something I don't agree with.
The coach was in the right for benching him at that point in time.
Yes,
The coach was
because
right in
Cristiano
benching him at
Ronaldo
that
is
point in
is
time.
nearing 40, and they have players that can play in that position that are younger guys.
And that's why he was benched. That's a
Yeah, but
see.
they fired the guy. They fired the guy, and now he's studying again. He's studying again and playing 90 minutes. It's not fair.
But
He's
yeah,
nearing 40, guys. If he didn't bring a World Cup to Portugal in his 20s and 30s, he's not gonna do it in his 40s. And now they're playing him as a center attacker so he can keep scoring.
okay, really, yeah, that's
So now the whole team is playing for Cristiano Ronaldo. And the only player who's not playing for Cristiano Ronaldo, as soon as the clock is 60, they substitute him. It's the kid from Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes.
mhm.
It is not fair because they have a lot of attackers that can play that position and that can be very efficient. They have the kid from PSG, Gonzalo Ramos. They have the kid from Chelsea, Joao Felix. They had to change Joao Felix's position and make him play on the left so he can come in at the end of games.
That's that, but ultimately, that goes back to like what we said about Neymar, the ego thing. That's Cristiano's got to be the one to understand he's 40 and that he
He's
needs
not
to.
he's not gonna
It's
understand
not
that.
going to do that.
As long as Messi is still playing, he's not gonna understand that.
Hey, recent MVP,
Yeah,
Messi.
recent MVP. And yo, I don't know how that sits with me. Although he balled out in the
He was
FA,
balling.
yes.
He was balling. I'm not gonna say
I don't
someone
know
else
how that sits
deserves it.
with
He was
me, man.
balling
I'm like, yo, this guy everywhere he goes, is just kicking butt, man.
because he's the greatest. That let's like, why are we surprised? Why?
Dude,
What do we?
I hated when people said that whole greatest thing. I hated it.
He is.
I know,
He
yeah,
is. He is.
I
Let it
know.
burn.
But
Let
yo,
it
you know what
sting.
surprised me since we're in soccer now? It surprised me that I was looking at the table, the EPL table, and Manchester City is fourth. Arsenal is on at the top of the table.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
didn't they have a lot of? Aren't they like? Aren't they deal? Isn't Man City dealing with a lot of injuries right now?
No, no, they have enough players. Even if they were injured, they have a lot of replacement type of players that can cover the one that are out. And it's not only City that surprised me. So City is one that surprised me. The top two is Arsenal and Chelsea.
Oh,
Chelsea
I
being
have a cousin who's gonna be mad happy that Chelsea's where
was
they're
it
at.
I'm gonna tell you right now the top. So we have actually Liverpool is on the top. We have Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal top three.
Yeah, I see.
We
Yeah,
have
yeah. With
we have
Man City fourth.
Man City fourth. Mhm.
Wow.
So that is Liverpool is not too surprising, but Chelsea being second and Arsenal being third
Arsenal surprising.
is very surprising for me
Good
because
for Arsenal.
I
I had
was
a
I,
small
I was
soft spot
actually
for Arsenal.
watching. I caught the end of a Chelsea game today against Tottenham. It was a very exciting game, man.
Mhm. What did you see from the game that you liked? Like was it because for me, I don't the game could finish 0-0, but there's some ugly games. There's some nasty games sometimes. Like you
So first of all, the game ended 4-3, so there was a lot of scoring.
okay.
Second, that kid named Cole Palmer, man, he's a very exciting player. I need to follow him more.
Mhm.
Yo, this kid took on four guys to pass the ball to Enzo, so Enzo could score. He can play. Cole Palmer can play. I like him, man.
Mhm.
And it's been a minute since a player convinced me like that. But this
Or you,
kid,
like, you couldn't, it couldn't be denied. Like you were like, yeah, he's good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He can play. And I like seeing English player that can play because I like seeing him. I'm one of those guys that keep saying football doesn't want to go back home. So in England will not will not win the championship. So I like
Yo,
I like seeing a good
me,
soccer player that can
me
play,
too.
man.
Me
A
too.
good English player that can
I'm
play.
one of them. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Football will not come back to England.
No, he doesn't want to go back home.
I'm one of them. I don't want to see it go back.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But he's good though. He's good though.
He is very
He's
good. He's
very
very
good.
talented.
Very,
I studied watching him in the Euro. Looking at him right now, he again. I like seeing a player every time he fails. He took that failure and builds up character.
hmm Yeah, so that yeah, that's what you're seeing right now because of
Yeah,
the of England's
yeah.
past.
Cole
Yeah,
Palmer is because in the Euro they did not really. I don't know why. I think Southgate had too many talented players on his roster. So when he started building the team, there was a lot of players out of place on the lineup
yeah, that could
when
be
I was
because
there. So yeah,
historically after Brazil, that team England has always had like when
they
it comes
always
to
had great
champions,
players. They
they've
always
always had great
even
players
in
when it
the
comes to
even in the
talent.
Steven Gerrard era, they always had great
But
players.
it's more like it's as you said, just meshing that talent together. Also at the same time too, a lot of the guys on the team they're also very young, so a lot of it too comes you get to a certain stage where obviously your ego, your youth, and just you trusting in your talent is gonna kind of convince you that you could win in certain matches, but then you come up against an experienced team, or you just come, or just the moment itself
Hmm.
kind of makes it so that the stuff that you would normally be able to do, you suddenly can't do,
Yeah.
and that's
So
like a mental thing.
some people are saying as long as Harry Kane is part of England, they're not gonna
He's not gonna win.
a championship because Harry Kane is cursed. So
No.
I will.
Oh no.
13. So I mean honestly, I feel like sometimes in that was the issue with France. When you have too much talent, you have to be able to bench who you need and start who you need, which is what French I think I forgot his name, but the French coach was able to do when he benched Tchouameni and started Conte.
hmm
Conte, although Kante is playing in a lesser league, he's playing in the same league as Neymar. Tchouameni is a starter for Real Madrid, but Conte played a much better role than Tchouameni
And
because
be to be able to make that decision.
Conte was playing with his heart out, he balled out, man. He played a very, very exciting Euro.
hmm
So sometimes, like I told you, it's not about where you play, it's about the talent and being able to do what is needed to do. They didn't need Conte to score 1, 2 goals a match. They just needed him to be that player to not let the ball pass,
hmm
which he was able to do.
hmm
So, and this is what's going on right now with Real Madrid. So you have to be able to make that decision when it comes to Mbappe and tell Mbappe, listen, I need you to play there and I need you to give it your all because he wants to play where Vinicius plays on the left.
hmm
Vinicius is injured, and so far he has not been a successful experience playing Mbappe on the left. he's scoring a little bit, but he
Let
missed.
him learn. Let him give him some
Yeah,
more
I mean it's an experience, but when you have a player in the caliber of Mbappe missing those type of penalties, bro, it is not it is not a good look. It is
time.
not a good look. And now he's having issues because the French team said that they don't want him to come play.
Which I think is just I could talk about the how do I want to say this?
I don't know if it's a biff, but I heard that he has issues with his teammates. So that's the reason why they want a good locker room environment, so they rather him not come and play.
Nothing creates a good locker room environment like coming together for your country. If you can't come together for your country, then I wouldn't want anybody in that. Like you put your problems aside and win for your country. Yeah, that's in everything. When the country is involved, you put your problems to the side. And that goes back to the thing I really wanted to say.
Huh?
If the French national team has success, it's because Africa is involved. I
Yeah,
said it.
facts,
I
facts.
said it.
That's
I
their
said it.
whatchamacallit,
I
that's
said it.
their player pool. That's where they go
I said
grab
it.
players.
I said it. Mbappe is not no French last name.
He's from Cameroon.
He's from Cameroon. Y'all could Africa's involved in French success.
Exactly.
So I
That's
can't
their player pool. That's why
so
they
yeah,
do their draft.
it wouldn't surprise me if like when you say they might have beef because they can't come to if you got to come together and put your problems to the side for your country at the end of the day. And you can't really do that if half your roster is guys who technically have nationality, but at the same time we know what's up.
Yeah, we know what's up.
So that doesn't surprise me. Shoot, going back to the Premier League, besides the top three teams, what team what team are you really looking at?
When it comes to the Premier League, man, besides the top three, I'm always looking at Tottenham because when Harry Kane was playing for them, I believe they were a very fairly decent team. And now they lost Harry Kane, they lost some good players, but they still fighting. Although they are 11 right now.
They're outside the top 10. Yeah,
They're
I
outside.
don't know what it, they the Tottenham chant is always makes me laugh, man.
Another surprising
Uh,
team that is in the top five is not Nottingham.
yeah,
That's a team that came up last season from the second division, and now they are playing very good. So the Premier League, that's what I like about it. It's very competitive. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. It's not like La Liga where you already know the top three is Barcelona, Atletico,
yeah. We don't really, but like,
and Real.
but like, hey, you can still enjoy La Liga. There's still things. There's
Oh
still
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can still enjoy it. But the league that pains me, man, that has not been up to par is the Serie A, the Italian league. I have
okay. Okay.
such
You
great.
follow, you follow, you follow, you follow the Italian league. I
No, the reason why it's not that I follow it, but I still once in a blue moon look at the table, the scores, because my mother is a huge AC Milan fan.
from back in the day, right?
Back in the day when AC Milan was
Yeah.
good. So, but since the league fell, because it's man, I cannot name uh, besides the Argentinian player Lautaro Martinez. I don't know who else is a top player that
In
plays
that league,
area.
I couldn't tell you.
Probably the kid from Portugal, Rafael Leao, and
He
AC
plays there
Milan. Yeah, he plays in for AC Milan, and the kid from the US, I always forgot this kid's name.
from the national team. Okay, yeah, I think I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
number
think I know. Yeah,
he,
yeah,
he
yeah.
plays for he plays for
The
AC
name,
Milan.
the name isn't. But like, I see the face. I know the face. Like, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you his name. Hold on. But yeah, the to me it's
He's either the U.S. national team's striker
He
or
he is the striker for the national team. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on.
because they tried he was in a couple commercials. They tried using him for promotion
Pulisic.
during the Gold Cup,
Christian
and they tried.
Pulisic.
Hmm?
Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, they tried to like put his face on him playing for his team in his league, and they were like, "Dude, all these great players come together." I'm not gonna sit here and say he's not good, but he
He
didn't have the
he
same,
is decent.
he didn't have the same like. I was like, oh, there's you feel you got your Vinicius, you got all these players, and then there's Christian. I'm like, oh, hey, like there's Christian.
He's decent though.
He's decent though. He's nice, but I don't know. In my
So when,
mind, he doesn't have that same. I don't know what you call it.
but it's funny though. When you look at the Serie A table, the teams with star players, they are not even in the top. Only Inter is three. Besides that, the top the team that's winning is Atalanta, and then
Yeah.
you got Napoli, you got Inter, you got Fiorentina, and you got Lazio. AC Milan is seven, Juventus is six. So Roma is 11. It's just all over the place, man. So honestly, at this point, I think the French league is might be a little bit better than the Serie A, in my opinion.
You could say that right now.
Yeah.
You could say that right now.
And you can see it reflect in the Italian national team.
Yeah.
Italy is not
Mhm.
what it used to be, what
The
it once.
talent, the talent pool, the talent pool took a hit.
Yeah, because that's their league, that's their homegrown league. So if they don't have players like playing, although they have a decent defender that is balling right now. His name is what was his name again? Uh,
Do they have any players like Italian players that are like really nice that are balling in the Premier League or in La Liga or some just not in the homegrown? Because I get the feeling that like the homegrown league, the best.
they have a great player that is playing for Arsenal right now. His name is Ricardo Calafiori. That's
Yeah.
the one I was talking about. He's a defender, but the way he plays, you will not know he's a defender. He can score. He can
So the
score.
best of so is he the only one? Because is it like one of those things where the best of Italy is outside of Italy?
I think he's the only one outside right now, and their goalkeeper plays for PSG. Donnarumma plays for PSG, but besides that, everybody else is playing
In the Italian league.
in the Italian league.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Well, I mean, hey, at least they're using their. This is going to be a crazy transition. At least they have a place for their homegrown talent, unlike the NBA, who needs an expansion team. This is going to be my last rant of the podcast. Bear with me.
For tonight.
Cam Cameron Whitmore should not be in the G League. Cameron Whitmore should not be in the G League. He, I have to. I just
Who's
have
that?
to.
Whitmore,
Cam from the Houston Rockets. Cam Whitmore
him
is
Whitmore.
when we talk about young talents in this league who should Cam Whitmore should be where Ja Morant is. He should be like we should be where Tyrese Halliburton is at. He should be they are treating Cam Whitmore worse than they are treating Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas gets starter minutes and he gets to drop 34 and then they bench him. Cam Whitmore will drop 30 and get sent to the G League. It makes no sense. I understand the league is a place of opportunity, but there is no reason why Cameron Whitmore should be in the G League at this point in his career. The NBA did this with Kenny Lofton. Kenny Lofton is now playing in
Yeah,
China right now.
in
They
China.
they they did it with Sharif
Um,
Cooper.
there's that Lonnie Walker.
They did it with Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker just found his footing overseas right now.
Yeah.
He's playing in the EuroLeague. They did it with
People people are asking for that Laker kid to at least get some minutes on the Lakers since Zilo's playing like trash.
something. And they're not the only ones. It's gotten so bad now where you'll see a lot of kids coming from these draft classes. You'll see, oh, they drafted this kid. He's a lottery pick. Then you hear, oh, he's sent to the G League. Then he
Mhm.
comes back in his second season. he gets maybe 10, 15 minutes a game, and then he gets sent to the G League. It makes no sense. You have all this talent and you're wasting this talent. The G League was supposed to be a place that develops talent, not a place that you send talent because you have nowhere to play them.
Yeah, that's what it is now. That it's their storage room.
I opened my phone and I saw the notification Cameron Whitmore dunks on somebody in the G League. I'm like, why is he there? Why is he there? These are rookies, babies who just like not even rookies, babies, because I don't want to like we get
What
mad.
league team is he playing for?
The Houston Rockets. He's on the Houston Rockets G League team. The
Under
Houston Rockets. It was supposed to be him and Jalen Green in that backcourt, but they added more experience with Fred VanVleet. Obviously, that's good for the team. Yes, but
But
stop
when you look
talking
at
Cam
listen,
Whitmore.
this is my issue though. This is my issue with it. When you look at the Portland Trail Blazers, or you look at certain teams right now that lacks players, why don't they go bring those guys up instead of playing
Because
with
it's
players?
contractual. Because it's
Come on.
contract. Because he's still a part of the Houston Rockets team. He's just playing. He's just like they just sent him down. They just sent him down to the D. I'm not a fan. Like I'm realizing I'm becoming less of a fan of the G League system compared to how it was when it was first introduced, where like it was contractual obligations and it was a pool where you could send rookies, where you would send players to develop them. But now it's like it got so bad.
Nah, let's go there. This is your career now.
It's
And this is why I think Lonzo told his brother to go play overseas.
Yeah, because he's not gonna get a chance. And say what you want, whether it the league's opportunity. If you believe LiAngelo doesn't have the talent to play in the league, fine, believe that. But realistically, other staff and other teams have so much talent that they have to look at. They are not gonna give him a chance. There
Yeah,
is no room for him. He
there's
will rot in the G League waiting for an opportunity if he and that's what Kenny Lofton realized that and he Kenny Lofton in an NBA game dropped buckets. He was undersized, but he was physical. He could play the game of basketball. He is playing for the Shanghai Sharks in China right now, and he shouldn't be. Kenny Lofton is a league player, and he is
I think at this point, man, if we don't want to do expansion teams, maybe promote another NBA league, man, because this is what happened with football. Like the NFL, we there was the same issue with the NFL, like players that could still play, but there was no place for them, and it's even tighter in the NFL because when you take a quarterback that can play and you drafting young quarterbacks every year, as soon as you lose your chance, you lose it forever. So they had to bring the XFL and bring another football league, you know. I think at this point, this is what to do, man. Just make the G League another league.
at
And
this
they,
point, and then I would if the G League became, let's say the G League became a secondary league,
Mhm.
like let like how they do it in baseball. I don't know much about baseball, but I do know that they do have a minor league. If you treat the G League instead of a developmental league and you treat it as a minor league,
Mhm.
I I could get behind that. That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do.
That's cool. That means you have a pool of expanded teams. You already draft players. You already send players down. You already have players that are drafted to NBA teams go to the G League to the minors. Just have it be that. But it's like it's becoming more and more frustrating watching talent.
And they would make more money if they do that.
They would, and then but it's like you and that goes and a part of me is 50-50 with it because I'm tired of seeing this talent be wasted in the NBA. But
Mhm.
then if you remember episodes ago where I was like, this could be good for those other leagues because it raises the talent. Like this is how those other leagues could get a boost in talent pool. But it's not even the same because you'll have these guys who should be in the NBA dropping 35, 40 in these other leagues because those other guys just can't compete with that kind of talent yet. It's a waste of their talents. And I hate to say this like that, but it's a waste of their talents when they're going to these to these leagues that have less of a talent pool. And Cam Whitmore is just the next player that I'm afraid that this might happen to because Cam Whitmore is the type of player. How would I describe? Have you seen Cam Whitmore play?
Nah, nah, that's why I was asking because
Oh my!
I wanna follow him.
I'm gonna send you some stuff. Cam Whitmore. This is a guy who's been MVP in the G League. He's an for the G League. He's an MVP caliber player.
Okay.
And that's another problem I have with the G League system where if you are a talented player in the G League, if you're talented enough to be MVP in the G League, you should not be sent down to the G League. There is no reason why you should be sent down to the G League. None. Unless you're coming back from injury and you need to get your legs up under you. There is no reason why you should be sent down to the G League if you are an MVP caliber player for that league. It makes no sense. For a league that's supposed to be a developmental league. And he just got sent down to the G League again in the year 2024. It makes no sense.
And
That's my last rant. I held y'all hostage enough. That's my last rant.
yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
That's my last
Well, guys, we are going to end right now because we hit the hour mark. Probably went a little bit above it. But it was a pleasure coming back after a week off.
Yes, thank you.
I'll
That
be
I'm
back.
happy. I'm happy you guys didn't forget about us. We didn't forget about you. It just
Definitely that.
life got a little bit too busy, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man. But yeah, hopefully the fan understand that sometimes besides this, we have other priorities that we have to take care of, and sometimes it gets hard, but we have not forget about you, and we definitely keep planning those episodes as we go along. Even though we missed the last week's episode, we had everything planned. So we will see you next week for another episode of the Timeout podcast with Oli and Vince.
And under this episode too, because we did talk a lot about soccer related stuff today. Comment down the teams if you are following these different leagues, the French league, Premier League, La Liga, whatever league you watch. Comment the team you're excited for, a team you're looking forward to watching in the
Yeah,
comments below,
definitely,
and I'll
definitely.
check some games out.
All right. And I do hope you guys have a good night and an even better week. Ollie, I'll catch up with you, man. Yeah, peace.
Peace.